Alright, what's up guys? JC2K back, and today we're going to continue on with the series that I started with the 2018 NBA draft. So in that episode we did the top 13 picks, but in this episode we're only going to do the top 10 picks. And we're going to go back to the 2017 draft, which was this past draft class. So first off, let's take a look at the roster so I can show you guys all the picks. So we got Lonzo Ball, Josh Jackson, Jonathan Isaac, Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz, De'Aaron Fox, Lauri Markkanen, Dennis Smith Jr., Zach Collins, Frank Ntilikina, and yeah, that would round off our list. So here is the lineup. We're going to have Fultz starting at point guard with Ball coming in as our shooting guard, and then we're going to have Tatum start and Markkanen and Collins in our front court. And then off the bench, we're going to have Jonathan Isaac, Josh Jackson, De'Aaron Fox, Dennis Smith Jr., and Frank Ntilikina. So we don't really have a big man coming off the bench, but that's all right. I guess Zach Collins and Lauri Markkanen might just be playing a few more minutes, or they could probably play Jonathan Isaac at the 5 since he is 6'11". But yeah, this is basically just going to be a simulation. And I'll see you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright guys, so at the end of the first season, John Wall wins most valuable player for some reason. I did download the 2016-2017 roster, so I mean some of these players overall might be higher. Yeah, John Wall's in 93. If I had used the regular roster, he would not be that high. Our very own Lonzo Ball, however, wins Rookie of the Year. Shane Larkin winning 6th Man of the Year, Andre Drummond winning Defensive Player of the Year, and Spencer Dinwiddie won Most Improved, and Steve Kerr, Coach of the Warriors, won Coach of the Year. So we did go 30-52. We did not make the playoffs. I'd be shocked if we had any player on all NBA teams, but we should find, yeah, wow, okay. The entire first team is comprised of our players. It's actually no, that's not our starting lineup. Jonathan Isaac, one of our players off the bench, did make the all-rookie first team, but our other 4 starters did make it. Zach Collins made the all-rookie second team. Fox and Jackson did as well. So, as I said, we were 30-52, worst record in the East, but let's take a look at the stats for the year. Fultz actually led the way in scoring with 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, followed up by Tatum with 13.5 points per game, Markkanen with 13, Lonzo with 13, Dennis Smith off the bench with 10, Jackson with 10 or 9.5, Fox with almost 8, Zach Collins with 7.5, Jonathan Isaac with 6.5. He actually averaged more rebounds than he did points. He was probably playing center for us the majority of the time. And then Frank Ntilikina was probably our worst. He averaged 3 points and 1.5 assists. So I didn't really expect us to do much this year. But yeah. So I'm going to make this simulation a 4-year thing because that's the entirety of a rookie contract. So yeah, now I will just see you guys when we get to player progression. So we're here now at player progression. And of course, everyone did go up. So Fultz is up to an 85. Same with Tatum and Jackson and Isaac. And then Lonzo's an 84. Fox, Markkanen, Dennis Smith Jr. are 83, 82, 81 respectively, and then both Collins and Ntilikina are a 78. So now let's go to training camps, and I'll be able to show you guys which draft class I download. I'm going to have to download the 2019 draft class. So I typically use the 2019 draft made by NBA Superstar. So if you guys are on the Xbox, go check him out, and his draft class, they're pretty solid. But for training camps, we're just going to do a bunch of untapped potentials. We're going to do it on Ntilikina. And then we'll go on... Okay, why is this not loading? Am I going to have that glitch where I can only do one camp? Alright, no. But we're going to do another one for Tatum. And then we'll do untapped potential on Markkanen. So that'll be it for our first off-season. And I'll show you guys when we get to the rosters. Or to the lineup, rather. So this is going to be our lineup for the second season. We're going to have, it's basically the same lineup, and then we got Jackson and Isaac getting a few more minutes off the bench with Fox Smith Jr., and Ntilikina as well. And we picked up these 4, but they're not going to get any minutes. So yeah, Ntilikina is actually going to get a few less minutes than last year. We still have our head coach. All right, so now I'll see you guys when we get to the end of the second season. All right, so now we're here at the end of the second season, and we could definitely see some improvements within our teams. We actually finished with 15 more wins than we did last season. We went 45 and 37. Let's take a look at the awards, see if we won anything. And we did not, but the Warriors are 71 and 11. All right. I don't think we had any players on these teams. Nope, we did not. So, as I said, we were 45 and 37. That was good enough to get us a 6th seed in the East. But let's take a look at the stats first. So, Fultz, once again, leading our team in scoring with 19. And then Tatum behind him was 17. Markkanen with 13.5. Once again, I believe. I think he had 13.5 last year. He did, or almost. Ball with 12.5 and almost 9 assists. I like to see that. Dennis Smith with 10.5. Same with Josh Jackson. Fox with 7. Collins with 6.5. Isaac with 6. And Ntilikina with 2. So Ntilikina's not really producing much for the team, but that's all right. We have a bunch of other great point guards like Fultz, Ball, and Fox even, and Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah, he's only getting 6 minutes. That's all right. But yeah, so this is our lineup going into the playoffs for the first season. Hopefully we'll be able to get something done. We're taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers in this first round, and unless they lost them in offseason, they still have Kyrie Irving. Yeah, so this team is quite good. They're actually pretty deep as well. But yeah, the team's good. They got LeBron, of course, Kyrie, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, a player that's actually good in this roster, and they even got Kenneth Faried to come off the bench. Same with Joe Ingles and Shelvin Mack. But who's their shooting guard? They got Iman Shumpert, I guess. All right, so let's see what we can do against them. We lose game 1, and we lose game 2, and we lose game 3, but we are able to take 1 game, and we take 2 games actually. All right, this just went to a game 7. I'm going to simulate this with SimCast. Maybe we could pull the upset here. It's not looking too great though. We're going to get destroyed in the final game. We lose by 24. Let's just go on to see who wins the championship. The Warriors actually just lost in the second round, and Minnesota goes on to win. All right. This is before they have Jimmy Butler, so it's just Towns and Wiggins, I guess. But now I'm just going to go to player progression. I'll see you guys there. All right, so we're here at player progression, and our team's just getting incredible now. We got Fultz and Tatum, both 90 overalls, followed up by Jackson, who's an 88, and then we got 2 86s in Fox and Isaac, and Markkanen, Ball, Smith are all 85s, and then Collins and Ntilikina are both 80s. So this team is just developing like crazy. Let's go back to training camp, so we'll do some more untapped potential. And hopefully we can get Ntilikina's rating up higher so that he can actually start to produce for our team. So now his potential is an A-. Let's do untapped potential on Zach Collins as well. And then we'll do perimeter shooting on Jonathan Isaac, because I want to get him scoring a few more points. So now let's take a look and see what our lineup is going to look like for the third season. Keep in mind we still have 1 more season after this. So now Lonzo Ball actually just lost his starting job. So we're going to have Fox start at point guard, and then Fultz has been moved to shooting guard, and then Tatum still in as a small forward, and Markkanen and Collins in the front court. And then we got Josh Jackson and Jonathan Isaac, and Lonzo, Dennis Smith Jr., and Frank Ntilikina. I'm going to give Ntilikina a few more minutes just because I kind of feel bad, because I like him as a player. I like him for the Knicks. But, yeah, he's not that great in 2K. So now let's just simulate until the end of season number 3, and I'll see you guys there. So now we're here at the end of the third season, and Curry is once again winning MVP. We actually finished 50 and 32, so we're 5 games better than last year. So we're definitely making the right strides towards being a championship contender. Zion Williamson winning Rookie of the Year, Chris Middleton 6th Man of the Year, Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, DeJounte Murray, Most Improved, and Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year. So maybe we were able to get a player on these teams, but we were not. Never mind. We actually were able to finish with the second seed, which is great. So Lonzo's back in the rotation now. He's back as our shooting guard. Let's take a look at the stats for the year, though. So Fultz leading us again in scoring with 21 points. And then Tatum with almost 19. Markkanen with almost 16. Josh Jackson with 11.5. Fox with 10.5. Ball with 8.5. Smith with 8. Collins with 7.5. Isaac with 5. And Ntilikina with 3. So let's see who we're taking on in the first round. We're taking on the Celtics. Let's take a look at their team first. But we actually lose game 1. So the Celtics have Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Marcus Smart, Jay Crowder, Zion Williamson, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Kelly Olynyk, Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier, Bojan? Yeah, Bojan Bogdanovic, Davis Bertans, Isaac Haas, and Jalen Hudson. So it's not a bad team by any means, but we should be able to beat them. And we lose game 2 as well. And we are able to win game 3, and it's back to 2-2. And just like that, the Celtics take the lead back, and we push it to a game 7. So let's see, hopefully we won't have the same outcome as last year, and we'll be able to win this game 7. And it's a back and forth game. Not looking too great for us, though. And we're down by a large margin. And yeah, we're definitely going to lose this. So we're eliminated. That's all right, though. We still have one more season. Hopefully everyone will be able to progress. But this is a great sign since we were able to finish with the second seed. As the Warriors actually go on to win the championship, they beat the Celtics. So at least we lost to the Eastern Conference champions. So let's go now to player progression, and we'll take a peek at how our players are doing. All right, so now at progression for our final season, we see that Jason Tatum has now become our best player. He's a 93 overall, followed up by Fultz, who's a 92, Jackson, who's a 90. Fox, Smith Jr., and Isaac are all 88s. Markkanen's up to an 87. Ball's up to an 86. Ntilikina now is up to an 83, and Collins to an 82. So let's do training camps for one final year. What's it called? The untapped potential certainly seems to help the players in the season, actually, as they begin to progress. So we're going to do one more for Collins, get him up to an A-. And then we'll do one for... Let's do one for Markkanen, get it to an A. And then, did I do it for Collins? Yeah. We'll do it for Lonzo Ball as well. So that'll be it for our final off season. Hopefully this team has what it takes to be able to win a championship. But let's take a look at the lineup for the final season. So we're going to have Fox running the 1 for us, followed up by Fultz, who's going to be playing shooting guard. And we got Tatum, Markkanen, and Collins. So we've had a pretty solid starting 5 for the entire year. Fox just took Lonzo's spot, though. And we got Josh Jackson, Jonathan Isaac, Dennis Smith Jr., Lonzo, and Frank Ntilikina all getting minutes off the bench. So overall, I think that this team definitely should be able to get the first seed, definitely should be able to make it at least to the Eastern Conference Finals. But if I were to make one complaint about the 2017 draft class, at least the top 10 picks, there weren't a lot of big men. There was only Markkanen and there was Collins, but everyone else, at least in game, is considered a point guard or a small forward. So that kind of limits what I'm able to do, but it's all right. We're definitely showing up right here. We're 11-3, so that's great. And now we're 11-4. So I'm going to shut up now. And I'll see you guys when we get to the end of the season. All right, so just like that, we finished with our best record yet. We finished 7 games ahead of last year, 57-25. And Marvin Bagley won most MVP, rather. Richard Jefferson Jr. does not look anything like his father, was Rookie of the Year. Kevin, not even going to try. Mo Bamba, Defensive Player of the Year. Figured it was soon enough that was going to happen. And Zaire Smith winning Most Improved with Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year. So we're probably not going to get anyone on any of these teams. Yep. No one on the defensive teams, and we had no rookies. So let's take a look at, we're going to reset the rotation. All right. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 90 overalls. Let's take a look at the stats, though. So Fultz led the way. He led the way all 4 years in scoring. He had averaged 20 points, and Tatum right behind him with 17, Markkanen with 15, Josh Jackson with 12, Smith Jr. with 12, Fox with 9, Collins with almost 8, Lonzo with 7, Isaac with 6, and Ntilikina with 3. So, as I predicted, we were good enough to finish with the best record in the East. Now we're going to be taking on the Pacers in the first round. Let's take a look at their lineup. So the Pacers, they still have Paul George. They got Miles Turner, and they actually picked up Jonas Valanciunas. I don't really understand why. They got TJ Leaf, Thaddeus Young, Corey Joseph, and yeah, this team is pretty solid, but we should be able to take care of business here. So I'm just going to simulate this first round, actually. Unless it's not going well for us, which it's not. We're down 3-1. Alright, we just got eliminated. So, despite the high overalls of this team, we were not able to win a championship. I don't really think that that's a really feasible explanation, because I definitely think this team should have won a championship. But that's alright. So Tatum finished as a 95 overall, Fultz at a 93, Josh Jackson as a 92, De'Aaron Fox as a 90, Dennis Smith Jr. as a 90, Jonathan Isaac as a 90, Markkanen as an 89, Lonzo Ball as an 88, Ntilikina as an 85, and Zach Collins as an 84. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to win a championship in all 4 of those years with the 2017 NBA Draft Top 10. But that's alright. So let me know down in the comment section below if you have any recommendations for me or if you have any words of advice. I'm trying actively to grow the reach of this channel, because I definitely want to try to get the subscriber count up, and I want to try to give you guys quality content. So let me know what you guys have in mind for me, or if you have any recommendations. So like and subscribe for more videos like this. Tomorrow you guys can expect a Madden 17 continuation of our Philadelphia Eagles franchise. So see you guys then. Have a great day. Peace.